I'm Kamerie Gibson. Welcome to the Kamerie Gibson Show, the podcast. I believe that one of the most precious gifts you can share with someone is your story. Pain has purpose and stories can change lives. Your journey to become more inspired and transformed by the lives of those around us starts now.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Kamerie Gibson Show, where we talk about transforming our pain into power. And today I have a special guest with me here today. His name is Sherrick. Sherrick, would you mind introducing yourself to the audience for me, please?
Introducing myself. You just
Go ahead. Tell the audience who you are. Yeah, amen. So, your name, where you're from,
my name and where I'm from.
how old you are, you know.
That's a little too much.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, obviously, my
It's
name is
okay.
Sherrick, right?
Good.
Well, I was born in Belize, though. Obviously, I grew up out here. 25, about to be 26 in I think 4 months, something like that. Yeah, I guess that's the answer. Yeah.
No, that's perfect. That's amazing. So, not everybody has seen a map, understands the map. So talk to us a little bit about what Belize is for people who don't know about Belize. It's where it's at, the culture.
First of all, if y'all ever take a trip, you might not want to come back. Nah, but it's a small country, right? Like it's Central America, the bottom of Mexico, right on top of Honduras. Um, it's dope. The water, like the animals, everything. Like I don't know, it's home. So I mean, how that go? Uh,
Nah, yeah. So it's people. Okay, so we're from LA. Me and Sherrick are both from LA. Well, grew up in LA as well.
yeah.
There's a big Belizean population in LA, and sometimes you would think that they're African American, right? So what's up with that?
See,
Know about that culture?
that's what a lot of people what I'm saying, overlook because, like, it's hella diverse. Like, if you tap into the history, it's kind of, if you tap into the history, our country is like pretty much like made up of what they call the mestizo people, right? Like, um, yeah, like, I don't really want to get into detail, man. I really want to get into detail, but so nah, it's talking fun. Oh, but tripping. Back up. My bad.
Nah, yeah. I just wanted people to get a little bit of taste of what Belize is like and what Belizean culture might be like. Not everybody, but that's enough. That's cool. So, we were just talking about off the record a little bit about having like two heritages, having two cultures.
What you mean, like, far as having to embrace the fact that I guess I'm mixed or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, growing up, like it was different, true, because you got to tap into the fact that the world see you as black, whatever. I mean, to a certain extent, I see myself as whatever, but I can't just not embrace like the Hispanic side. It's a little weird, but then again, it's all about, what I'm saying, like, I guess the fact that I always wanted to really know what is what, who is who. And it kind of opened up my eyes a little bit. So like, I want to say growing up for me, it forced me to embrace like, the Hispanic people, the black people, and just tap into the culture. 'Cause, like, okay, first of all, in Belize, like out here, you say it's a lot of Belizean people out here and stuff, but I mean, when you see them, you would think like they're dark skinned Belizean. It's like, okay, they black. And then you got people that look Hispanic, but they wouldn't call themselves Hispanic. And as far as like, I guess from the food we eat to the way we talk, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, it's different, Like, I would always say our food is more so like, kind of like Latin version of soul food in a way. We got different types of dishes and we got different types of cultures. It's a variety, and like you can't pretty much say like a Belizean man, a lady is like a specific race. Well, what's up with my phone? I don't know what's happening.
No, it's all good. Sure, can you do me a favor?
So
Because I got like one side of your face is lit up and the other side is not. Can you face your chair to let the light hit your face more? Just so it's the dark. I want to make sure we get your
bro,
beautiful face.
I was gonna put my sweater. It's getting a little cold out here.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
All right. It is cold. It's cold as fuck in this place.
Okay.
I feel bad for homeless people though.
Okay, like I really mind, talking about like Belize, the culture, the whatever. It's just that's like a broad conversation for because that's like I can't really say enough, right? With the limited amount of time we have. And I don't want, it's always people that's like, oh, it's really this way or that way. But I mean,
Mm.
who is to say I can't give you all the information for real? But
Because you are Belizean, so
yeah,
there's no one.
that's why I was born. Like, it was, yeah, like, that's how I was born. I went to school out there. I grew up out there, whatever. But I mean, I really grew up out here, you know. Um, like it was weird. Saying like learning three languages, all type of shit. It was hard as a kid. I didn't really know how to do that. But I guess to be in the LA and you know, just the environment I was placed in, the people I was around, like I mean, it was too easy for me. I'm saying like but yeah, like I'm not trying to like, cut that conversation short. It's just uncomfortable, my opinion, because I can't really give you as much information as I would want to. You know what I'm saying? So all right.
That's okay. Like, can't nobody say I'm not really Mexican just because I didn't grow up in a Mexican upbringing household, like, or because I didn't grow up in Mexico. It is what it is.
Nah, for
So
real.
wait, so
What
fix
happened?
your it's cutting your head off.
Fix my what?
I don't want your head to be cut off. Fix your phone. Yeah, so I can
Yep.
see your whole
Yes, shit
head.
break.
There we go. Can you
That's
hear me now?
better. Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, you ready for the next question?
Sure.
Okay, you got this. What would you say has been one of the most difficult challenges for you as a young man growing up?
um, that's funny. I was just talking about that like a couple days ago. Like, I mean, when you say as a young man, right? That's like that has something to do with transitioning, I guess. I would always tell people, like for the people that know me, that's close to me, whatever. Even when I was incarcerated, everybody had questions, and in that setting, I couldn't really talk about, like how I felt for real because I was trying to avoid it, being in the environment I was in. But getting the opportunity to, I guess, get out of prison, uh, just reflecting, right? Because the first time as an adult, when I got out, I was able to really like kind of like feel how it feels to be more open and vulnerable to having them type of conversations with people. And it's crazy because it didn't register until, I was in a group, right? It was probably like 12 of us. They had asked everybody the same question. Everybody went before me. But as I was listening to other men like voice their opinion or whatever, I was like, damn, like he pretty much telling my story. So just being able to relate and, like outside of prison, having a conversation, it hit different because I was like, damn, like the hardest thing I had to do in life, period, was transition from a teenager into a young adult while being incarcerated. So I had to grow up in jail. Literally, I had to grow up in jail. I went to jail a teenager, and I just got out of prison, February 10th, 2022. I'm not even all the way out, but just being able to not be in that space no more, it gave me a lot to think about, you know? Um, it's like, yeah, transitioning, man, like that shit wasn't easy, you know? You isolated for real. I mean, like I say, I was young. I was like the youngest one in there, so it was hard for me to really accept the fact that, like I had to be a certain way, if that makes sense. Um, I used to hold everything for real, like it got to the point where I wouldn't call home, right? I wouldn't call my mom, my brother, nobody. I probably call them like once a month, and it's just like a quick hi, bye, how you doing, whatever, pushing, you know. Everybody do time different, but I was more like I was leaning more towards just isolating myself, not really trying to celebrate like holidays and shit like that because I knew where I was at. Um, and then I was trying to get to know myself at the same time. Like, I mean, shit, just the idea, right? Knowing I had all this time to do ahead of me and like my peers and stuff just out there in the free world growing up. At first, I used to think like, damn, I gotta play catch up. When I get out, I'm like, man, I'm supposed to be doing this. I'm supposed to be doing that. But like, I had to be real with myself like, and accept the fact that I'm in competition. You know, it's not guaranteed. I'm about to go home, whatever. So once I start thinking like that, I was just able to pretty much like, I don't want to say like just keep everything bottled up in a way, but I felt like that was the safest way, you know, to try to like keep a positive mindset, especially being there, man. That shit on pretty shit. I'm saying like that shit was crazy. Um, it's crazy, right? Because I was just talking to one of my homies and shit, and I was telling him like I don't like the fact that it's easy for us to say like, oh, I'm not tripping because if I go back to prison, like nigga, that shit ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like it is something because I mean that's your freedom. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit crazy. But I was telling him, like you gotta stop making type of decisions to where you putting yourself in a position and jeopardize your freedom and you accepting the fact that it's easy. You know, like it starts with identifying the problem. And that's what I start to like I say, like once I got out of prison, I was open to the conversation and it started to open up my eyes a little bit more as far as like, what do I want to do in my life moving forward? You know, how can I be productive? How can I keep a positive mindset and start with just not allowing nobody to steal my peace for it. You know what I'm saying? Because in prison, that's all you want, right? That's all you want, just a peace of mind. Go in the yard, you know what I'm saying, not knowing what can happen or what's gonna happen, or that shit is like that shit deadly sure. But yeah, like just being able to wake up, having a peace of mind. Like I remember being in prison, I used to tell myself every day, you know, like when I wake up before I get out the bed, it's like don't allow nobody to steal your peace. You know, that was important. I ain't had nobody to hold my hand in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit crazy. But yeah, I'm not trying to preach for real, but if I'm being honest, like just transitioning from a teenager to a young adult while being incarcerated, that was like the hardest thing I had to do. Accept the fact that I'm an adult now. You know, I can't look for excuses to say, oh, I have to explore when I get out. I gotta go turn up and do this and that. I don't have time to be doing that. I mean, I missed out on it, whatever. Who cares? I'm happy with just me breathing. That makes sense. Uh, that's pretty much it, man. Like, uh,
Yeah, I like it. Thank you for sharing that, Sherrick. Thank you for being vulnerable and sharing that with me. We're talking. What would you say you missed the most growing up, going from that transition from
wait,
young, teenage to adulthood?
you said what did I miss the most? Like before I went to prison?
While while you were there, while you were in prison, where do you feel like you missed out on the most?
Uh, what do I feel like I missed out on the most? I'm sorry, like when people ask me questions like that, I be having to repeat it because it's like I gotta voice it to myself before I answer. You know, that's just the thing I do. Uh, yo, what do I feel like I missed out on? That's cool. I mean, like family, of course, right? Um, yeah, the most. I don't know. Like, okay, so I guess like while I was doing time, I just remember, you know what I'm saying, like, okay, when I was fighting my case and shit, that shit took like 3 years, so it felt like forever just sitting in the county jail. But I just used to always tell myself, you know what I'm saying, like, I just want to be able to hug my moms, you know, like, even if it's just one more time, like, I'm not trying to be all like emotional about this shit, whatever. I was like a fucking baby, man. Even though I wasn't trying to accept it, like I say, I was a teenager, so I'm like, damn, you know, I'm sitting here like looking at 65 to life and shit. That shit was like insane to me. I'm like, what the fuck? This is my first offense, whatever. But just the idea of not being able to like, you know, eat my mama food ever again. Anybody ever ate her food, they'll tell you, but whatever. Um, that's how I felt, right? Until I had lost my sister when I was in prison. Um, yeah, that shit fucking hurt. It's like it's crazy because you know, like anybody that know me know her. It's like that was really my Like my best friend, sure. You know what I'm saying? I got homies and shit, I got whatever. That's a different type of relationship. But, me and her, we was close. And even when I was in jail, like she was like the main person I would talk to just out of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like if you wanted to check on me, you had to call her just to make sure like I was good type shit. And I dialed her number that night. And I remember just hanging up the phone, like, oh, I'm gonna let her do her thing, whatever. And just the idea of like, damn, what if I would have called? Like, I'm saying that could have changed everything. But I don't ever question God for it because everything happened for a reason. But I just wish, like, yeah, I was able to just get a chance to really just vibe with my family as a whole. It felt incomplete. Seeing me coming through, like I could see it. It's a fucked up feeling when I look my mom's in the face now and she could see that, her baby damaged her. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I can't change that about myself. I'm trying to adapt. I'm trying to learn how to do this shit all over again. That shit fucked up, man. I don't regret nothing in life, but if I can't change that, like, yeah, for sure. Um, I don't know. I could go on and on for real, but I ain't trying to like do too much. So,
Okay, I got you. No, I got you. I was just trying to go flow, go with flow. So thank you for sharing that about your sister, about your mom. That's really nice of you. I know a lot of people felt like that. My young brother was in the system since he was 14 years old. So it really hurt me. We were best friends too before he went in. So yeah, just hearing your story, I think about him a lot. And
for
you're
real.
very powerful. Oh man, you're you're powerful. You're powerful. You're powerful. And you have a good spirit. I could just hear it. And you're brave. You're sharing all this stuff. I said you're brave. You're brave, yes. But okay, so let's go back. Let's go back a little bit. So before we got into the system, right?
Yeah.
What was Sherrick like before all of the stuff happened?
I can't really go into detail, sure, because like I'm not. I try not to like really put my personal little life out there, but I want to say like I feel like I was just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to find myself for real, like you know, as an adult, right? Looking back, because I did a lot of reading and shit in prison. You know what I'm saying? I used to write. I had this thing I did where I would write how I feel on a piece of paper, put it to the side, and read over it probably like a week, 2 weeks later. Just to reflect on it and see if I still feel the same way, rip it up, flush it. But it used to help me process the information I was taking in because I felt like, even if I was to voice the shit to somebody, it starts with me. Like I'm still getting to know this new version of me. So, I can't expect people to look at me different if I'm still trying to transition. You know what I'm saying? I could sit there and say all this flash shit for real, but I'm still doing time. I'm still isolated, still trying to get to know myself, still trying to mature into a young adult, whatever. So, I know one thing they can't take from you is knowledge. So I had to really tap into that. And I was reading like some powerful little books. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was never like, I swear to God, I was never the type to really read urbans and shit like that, whatever. Like that shit is what the fuck? Like, but anyways, yeah, like I wanna say, that's funny, man. That's how everybody else, like, it starts with for me, like I'm not trying to branch off or nothing, but I can't be direct about, my personal life, especially as a kid, because that's like whatever. But I felt like I was trying to, just fit in for real, like not to impress nobody, but it was like especially coming from a third world country, like the violence and shit that's being promoted, that shit is normalized. You know what I'm saying? You see that shit, like you don't have to be that way, but at the same time, it's like as boys, we taught to, oh, men ain't supposed to cry, boys don't cry, you gotta toughen up, this and that. So you see this type of shit, and eventually you accept the fact that, I mean, you around it. So would that make you know? Um, Not that I really wanted to be like, violent or just in the streets for or whatever, but at the same time, I had to accept who I was around and what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? But that starts with the fear of losing control, right? I always tell people that. That's where everything starts. Addiction, relapse, promoting violence, everything. It's just the fear of losing control because the idea of not being able to fit in or, oh, they won't embrace me for who I am or I won't be accepted or appreciated or whatever, that can make someone feel uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? And like motherfuckers tend to, excuse me, but people tend to reflect on that and, they choose to go do drugs or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you always hear kids say, "Oh, my mama didn't do this or my dad didn't do that," and I mean, you looking for excuses for it, but it's like you can't expect for a kid, that's still growing to just figure it out. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go through something to be able to like really say like, okay, I don't like that. And that's what I did. I remember I wrote my brother a letter when I was talking about it. Sure. I just had to tell him, like, look, bro, like, the first time in my life, like, I ain't able to say I don't like this new version of me. Like, whoever it is I'm becoming to be, whatever I was doing, the decisions I was making, it's not to me going to prison or whatever. Whether it was my fault or not, I'm not looking for excuses because that starts with me. So, like once you're able to accept your truth for real, like, that's the first step. Um, but yeah, like I'm not trying to get into detail about that, but I feel like, you know, that's just how I feel.
Okay, so I know you was talking about growing up in Belize or just being from a different country. What age were you when you came to America?
I thought I can't remember, I'm the baby of 6 kids. I was there, like, with her, with my
Yeah, I
mom,
get you. What was the reason? What was the reason
but
for y'all having to come over or wanting
yeah,
to come over?
yeah, so like I stayed, I know, in 6th grade. I don't want to say like I was stuck, right? But I mean, since then, it was been like, just stuck it out for real. Yeah. But I was already out there, already like, my little friends in school, and so we all had like the same school from the same day. So like, so, yeah.
Did you have like an accent or anything that you was ashamed of, or was there any like culture shock?
Nah, it's funny that you asked though. Like, I mean, like I say, do some shit. I just see how it's Creole. Um, they teach us English, school, whatever. I can speak some Spanish for a little bit, but yeah, like it was good to learn all the English. We trying to speak fluently, whatever. I guess I just lean more towards it was universal, especially like with traveling and all that. Now I remember going back to and shit, like all the kids was like, oh, you accent, tell boy, like, whatever, man. I just talk shit. But yeah, it just I don't know, like I kind of just was leaning more towards, just the English for everything. It was weird. Um, yeah, I wouldn't say I had an accent, but I guess.
Did your dad teach you a lot about like his culture? And what was his culture like that you know about it?
Uh, but like you know, he would say like he believes whatever, he speak he like my pops is I don't know, like but I be telling him like man, you know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause like he, that's how he act, like he's not Americanized and that, he really here for the first time for like 2 weeks. My sister passed. My friend said they had a little service, but he like, I don't know. He definitely introduced me to like, just culture and stuff like he ain't really take time to force, Spanish and stuff on me. But like I remember being around, you know what I'm saying, like kind of like going shit he was on. And he introduced me to a lot for us, like the Mayans and stuff like that. I remember when I was a kid, like a little a little site, like a little historical site they had. He used to take me to the Mayans and show me like the jade codes and stuff like that. So, and going to school in Belize, I was able to learn about all that. So it was like, it's dope, racing all the animals and shit they had to offer, like cannibals, the jaguars, the birds, shit you wouldn't see out here for real. Like in Belize, you wake up in the front yard and shit, you see a big ass snake or something here. Like, what the fuck? Out here, you don't see that. What you see in LA is palm trees, like whatever. It's a different vibe for sure. Like you feel like a whole different world. And it experienced that as a kid, it forced me at life like a little bit different. Was I'm saying like different types of people, culture, food, like the way they dance, the way they talk, like whatever. It was cool though. What I mean, uh, yeah, like it opened my eyes to where once I really stayed out here, especially in LA, it's hella diverse out here. Like I was able to say, like I get that, like I get how y'all talk, whatever. And most of my friends, really, like, I don't consider my friends. We grew up together, you know, like we was kids. You know what I'm saying? So I hella us too, and it was dope, man, just being around like different types of people and stuff like that. Like I don't laugh, right? But oh my God, thinking for the first time, I ate some meatloaf. You know, my family don't eat shit like that. We don't make shit like that. Collard greens and stuff. I was like, what the fuck? So I'm asking everybody, like, yo, like, I'm not trying to be weird, but how I'm supposed to eat this? Like, do I put a sauce on it, whatever? They was laughing. They like, what the fuck? Who are you? Like, it was just funny, man. I was like, we don't do stuff like that. Like, yeah, it's
I know you were
crazy.
saying the dishes is more like Latin adjacent.
Yeah, in a way, like, okay, like, I hate it. I don't like to use that word, but I just like the fact that people were seeing for my mom being that, like, she, like, dark, skin, you know, they would be like, who's this? Like, whatever. Like, yo, that's my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm lighter. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I got my dad's side, like, his, whatever. But like, it just, I don't know, bro. It was weird. Like, who is that lady? Like, what do you do with that city? What? Uh, but yeah, like my mind's just like architecture, believe, so it's just, I don't know, like, I don't know. But my mom, she cooked every day, like seeing Mr. Burger meal. So just like, having that home cooked meal every day and having to come on porch and shit like, um, yeah, like it just forced me to embrace it more. I'm the only one in my family that don't have an accent, or as my siblings, like they have a strong accent. You know, Mm, yeah, it's crazy.
And for your sister that had passed away, I'm sorry about that. I know we spoke about that a little bit the last, but
Wait. What did you say?
I said I
So
know
what?
you told me, I said I'm sorry about that. I know you told me a little bit about y'all's relationship the last time we spoke a few years back, but I wanted to know like what was like
Yeah.
the reason for passing, if you don't mind sharing. Like what was the cause?
What was the reason?
Yeah, like what was the
Nothing. Excellent. It was, it was actually. I
like, yeah,
mean, somebody feels a friend or whatever. Uh, I guess I don't know. I don't really know the story. I didn't really care or know like what the
yeah,
no.
hmm
They just told me pretty much like they was kind of speeding, a sharp turn, the car flipped, it smacked like the little pillar up under the or something. Like she impact, that's because I would hate for her to experience stuff like that. And they said she got on impact and the car like kind of like blew up. She was trapped. Yeah, it's crazy. Hey,
very, 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 very crazy. I know I have like car PTSD really bad. I know people think that you can't get it if you don't experience it, but I think you can. Just hearing stories and seeing stuff,
yeah,
it's just crazy. You know, you never know. And with cars too, like it's so many people in LA. So
yeah.
but
Um, most definitely, like, it I mean, you never know, right? It's, like, never know. Phone call, yo, I know it's crazy.
sometimes I don't even like answering the phone. Like I'm like, what is it gonna be? Like I don't want to hear nothing. I don't even want to. I
Yeah,
don't even want to know. I
yeah,
can't take it.
I know what you
But
mean. I'm like, I don't know. Like I've been people reach out to me, and like it's just they would say certain things, like I guess like experience a little trauma it force you to like like your heart racing and stuff. Like, but right, um, and like my brother, man, he always do that. Like he don't know how to just tell people. You know what I'm saying? And straight to the point. Like he just called me. Bro, I was working. He talked about. He like, yeah, man. Oh, I ain't mean to put this way. Oh, just you know what? Just when you got some time on your hands. I'm like, well, what are you talking about? Like, to the point. And he like, so basically, like, mom's was in a car accident. And I started tripping, like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, and then he was like, oh, but she's okay. Like, she's not in the hospital. I'm like, that should have been the first thing you said, like, she's okay, but, right? Like, that's how you try. So, like, some people just, I don't know, maybe they just think it's hard to some, I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know what.
some people get overwhelmed by the situation too. Like, oh my gosh, I gotta tell somebody else. So that could be a real thing.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, honestly though, specifically with him, like it forced me to, be a certain way for where the conversation's going. Being that he was, to tell me that my sister passed away. I had, it's funny because nobody told, right? And I reached out to a friend, and as soon as they got on the phone, I just they were telling me like, "You need to call your family, you need to call your family," and I'm like, "What are you talking?" Every time, I'm sorry, I can't talk to you right now. Like, please call your family. So it's kind of like messed up, But I remember, like, as I was my mom's numbers, because when you're in prison, somebody call you, you gotta call them, you know. and I was out of my mind, and I just remember thinking to myself, like I don't know, it was feeling, and she didn't answer. I was like, yeah, I'm like, next person to call is my brother. Like, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? We 15 years apart, decided all of us on the baby, so whatever. But I called him in, and and so I just I felt it, like I heard it in his voice. Uh, like, I was trying to put but I mean, how right? Even when he told me, I just remember dropping the phone, like I ain't hung up nothing, and I was just like walking back to like early shit. Uh, yeah, man, my old partners from up north, you know what I'm saying, Oakland, he pretty much like he said he saw the lip on my face, he just grabbed me. He was just like, like what happened? I couldn't even like my body was shut. I couldn't even move. Like I'm just like I didn't even know what to say. I was like, God, but like I'm thinking in my head like my sister, like what are you talking about? Um, yeah, but I made it back to my bunk or whatever, and like my body came out on me. I fell to the floor. Which was it was bad. Mentally, I don't know. Man, I don't even like that's so crazy. But
And how was you that day? I mean, from that day, I mean, maybe it was a blow, like
you
just
said that
checked out.
age?
Yeah, like how do we? What did Sherrick? How do we move forward? What was the next step? The next day, like
How did I move forward? That's a good question. Hey, it's funny, right? Because my sister died that morning. It was like from what they told me, like 2, 3 in the morning when that happened. And I remember I woke up that morning around that time. For some reason, I couldn't go to sleep. Because in prison, I normally wake up on like 5 o'clock, whatever, probably like 4:30, whatever, And I remember she talked to me. I was just sat up on my bunk watching the news and stuff. And I couldn't sleep. I ain't call nobody like I'm tired. I just like staying away from the phone. That's just how I am, man. After that happened, it was just like, I didn't want to cry, after the conversation. But I knew like I had to because I just kept thinking on my mind, like the idea of her losing one of her kids and her baby, At that point, I was ill for like, I want to say like 4 years. And just the thought of not being there and her going away. And the idea of my family, like, yeah, everything happened so fast. They were still trying to process it. My sister, but I had everybody like people was calling the prison. It was going on type of stuff just to try to see like how I was doing mentally. Um, it was it was it was it was strange. And I'm trying not to play, right? But it was I didn't even know who to talk to be honest, right? The people around me was like I already feel comfortable opening up to something so personal. It's like, I get it, as men, they, we want to uplift each other, right? Especially being away, like we would always say, like we all we got. Um, but it was just like I couldn't do it. Like mentally, I was like, couldn't do like nothing. I tried working. I remember I worked for like 5 hours to skate, like just to like try to feel something. Couldn't feel nothing, you know. I had like stacks of pictures and stuff. I took all her pictures out and like kind of like was trying to hide it from myself. I just looked at it. It was just, I don't know. I was all over the place, man. I was all over the place. I can't say nothing. I didn't want to get phone. Just the thought of me dialing somebody's number, I knew I had to reach a conversation. And I wasn't ready to accept that. They identified my sister, right, by her gold tooth and her jewelry, which is the thing. You know, my whole family. So it was like, I guess that was the confirmation they needed. But it was like, yo, like, just the thought of not even being able to see her physically, like, that's crazy. It's crazy, man.
They did. That's when they let you out for those 2 weeks to see her service. Did they let you see your
The,
sister?
oh,
Like let you
no,
visit?
so it's 20.
No,
What do you mean? That
they didn't let you out to see her.
no, so CDCR have this thing where your family, I believe, like 2,500, and they'll allow like the COs to escort you, you know, for a couple hours to the service and stuff like that. I was in the process of, but at COVID was pretty much like, yeah, COVID, it messed everything up. She in September 2020, and COVID, everybody got shut down March or something like that. So it was still kind of like fresh, you know. I was trying to figure out how and when, where, whatever. But it was a headache like, to make the paperwork and go through the process to be able to go and earn them. But I actually had trouble pushing it to the home to see the counselor to be able to go to the service. Well, to pretty much like propose, you know, my little whatever. Um, we were doing a little evaluation and stuff, and I just remember thinking like, "Gotta let me go," you know, like that's immediate family, that's the closest thing, right? And before like I guess get around to, you know, like options he had, I just remember him saying like, "Oh well, you know, you're a violent offender and this and that," and like I don't feel comfortable with my staff taking you and escorting you to the service. Like someone might try to retaliate, you know. I'm like, what are you talking about, right? It was like, oh, well, I'm just saying, like, they got you violent and you violent and this and that, and you know, and I'm just saying, like, bro, first of all, you don't even know how she died. You don't have nothing to do with me, right? Second, I'm like, are you allowed to talk to me like this? Like, this is fucking crazy. And the sergeant was like, so I started tripping, lost it in a moment. Like, fucking call him out, you know, I got respect, you know. uh, grabbing shit, and shit. I was tripping, man. I felt hella like disrespected. I'm like, bro, like, you know my sister, like, how can you say something like that? That's like, when you talk about your staff, like, that's their job. That's what they supposed to do. And it was like, oh, well, we'll just do something out. We'll try to get you on a Zoom call. So I was looking forward to that. And then they tried to tell me, like, oh, they don't want to risk the CEOs, you know, over for escorting me to another building that's on the prison. Line. So they was like, I don't think it's for work. And they tried to offer like, oh, we could, you know, get you a phone call. Oh, they didn't even. I had to use a prison phone um, to listen to sister service. I had to call my brother in 15 minutes. Like, that shit was crazy. Just sitting there listening.
She knew you was dedicated though. She was like, my brother was not playing about me. That's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
You know,
Damn,
I had to, man.
damn, he was not playing.
They
was
was
tripping.
about
Tripping about some real shit. I would be tripping too. My sister is not here no more. You talking about
like
what? What?
that shit was crazy,
So
man.
that's
Shit,
fine. Mhm.
I don't know. Like,
So
I was dealing with, you know, like emotion. It was too much for me, honestly.
and it's still fresh. So the fact that you're even able to speak about it right now says a lot.
You said
But
what?
we can move on from that. I said, and that just happened. It wasn't that long ago, you know. So the fact that you're able to speak about it today, like
Yeah. That's a lot. Like
that.
conversation. What? I
But no, we're gonna move on. Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up a little bit. What would you tell the younger Sherrick with the wisdom you have now? What would you tell the younger you?
you know, um, I want to say I got to my life start changing. When I say change, I mean like you know, like see it play out the way I got to it was meant to be. Nothing happened, you know, to this point. But yeah, I was like that's man, that's the shit. But I was just talking to the director at the job right here about that, but just so crazy. Uh, whatever, man. It's like, what would I tell the younger version? Honestly, you know, like for instance, just to give you an example, right? I've been an artist, like I was like, I remember, you know, everybody used to do those pictures and shit. I used to do shapes. That's how I started. I just kept going, kept going, kept going. I ain't know, right, that like look back, like when I see, you know, the artwork around, like if I could go back and tell the younger version, of me, like bro, when this is all, you know, I don't look at my artwork like far as, you know, like career wise because I'm passionate about it. It's just something that I do, and I do it because I want to show people how I look at it. That's where art comes from, right? How you portray stuff, whatever. And it's crazy. Like I said, I met, you know, this lady. Her name is Miss Susan, right? She founded the way of life. The organization works. So three festival and another, you know, we were just having a conversation. And it's like a legacy based on me just sharing like a little story, kind of like how I'm focused. And I did this thing that had this little VR, like virtual reality, right? Mind you, fresh out of prison, you know. So I did a change. It was where you know you go to access then they put you in jail. So when in the jail, I kind of like had like a panic, right? Like not like I was tripping for real, but I was like, yo, like I don't want to do this. I'm so comfortable. Y'all take this off my head, right? She was just sitting there looking at me like, what's I'm like no offense to y'all, you just parole from prison. I'm sitting in a cell and I could smell like you know, prison got a certain smell to it. People that been here, they know what I'm talking about. But I'm like, it smell like I don't like this. Like take this off. And I was like, no, no, just keep watching. I'm saying, and, whatever. But it was like, yo, like kid, you know? I was just experiencing how I went to jail 8 times, whatever. I just recently, whatever. So, yeah, we had a conversation after that. She was just telling me like, hey, you know, I understand they about to allow you to go to school real soon. So moving forward, I want you to go and be part of my organization and see if it works, right? I had job offers, whatever, but I had to be, kind of real with myself and tell myself like, do you want to take the money for it? Because financially, I want to push up my position and win, but at the same time, like I need to be a part of an organization that understand me as a person and is willing to help me. I want to feel like I'm a part of the family versus just a job. Like, So I took the interview. I wanted to talk about working with her. Uh, I want to say was the best decision I made in a long time because she know like just being able to, I can share my story with her. She kind of know like she see things in me I didn't really see in myself or like as far as leading back to my artwork and stuff. I've been doing like push like that. Like that's like yeah, that's like I just I can do some stuff with so I don't really whatever. But I never painted before, so she was telling me like, yo, I see some of your drawings, like I want you to try it out. And I'm like, okay, cool, like I don't mind, but I never did it before. So I did it and then I think I posted the first real painting I ever did on Instagram, whatever. People start reaching out, right? But I just have to say, it was just companies that reached out to me. They publish books and stuff like that. And for the first time in my life, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had these, like, important people, willing to go their way for me. I had a meeting with me. They tried to close this deal to where, like, they want me to be a vendor for their organization. It's like, it's all legit, legal way about it. I was like, oh, like, this lady, my talent, and like she was willing to go out her way for me just based on the conversation, you know. And I've been painting for 2 months. I swear to God, tight with 2 months, and the stuff I'm producing right now, it's like it's a church. Cause I'm like just to have people tell me, like, oh, keep bro, like that shit, dope, whatever. Like it was never really like about that, but it motivated me to where I'm like, don't look at me and paint this picture based on my criminal history or who I was prior to it's who I'm becoming, Like, I'm sorry, I can't really give you all the information right now, but it's just, I thought it's not real. Still trying to accept it. Man, that's crazy.
No,
It's
you're
just
a
crazy.
natural. It sounds good. Your paintings are beautiful. I saw them just 2 days ago. Um, I love the black empowerment theme that you have, the Harriet Tubman. Like, I love the black acknowledgement, the black history. They're really beautiful too. They really are dope. And I like
Yeah,
how
so uh,
painting.
the painting, you
Hmm.
said what?
You had somebody record you painting it. It looked cool. Like to see you do it from start to like end.
No, okay, I actually had like people reaching out, like pressuring me into doing that because they're like, yo, that's what people want to see, whatever. Like, I'm so comfortable doing it. I'm like, just like, as far as me working, they're like, real, like working out and stuff. People want to see that. I'm like, hell no, I'm cool. Like, I don't want people to be like stuff like that. Like, not even like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't like tension, But I was like, whatever. I just see like, and I mean, like I said, it's crazy because I've been painting for 2 months. Posted so already, like I had a lot of people. And I appreciate it. Like I appreciate all the support, all the love, everything. It motivates me. And I mean, I want to look back 2 years from now and say like, where I'm at with art or whatever. 'Cause don't get me wrong, you can put food on the table, but that's not why I do it. Like that's the meaning behind why I do it. The painting I did with
Thank you.
Harriet Tubman, So it's half and half, right? The left side is actually Miss Birdie, the right side is Harriet Tubman. But I shared that article that refers to her as the modern day Harriet Tubman, being like, within her organization, she's helped a lot of people, like a lot of people, right? And I don't know, I always think I'm up there with something different. And I was just in the shower and I'm like, oh, I should do like a painting with her, and I did. It was, but I mean, I just have to say, moving forward, I'm just trying to stay productive, and I mean, I'm open for all the opportunities that's coming my way. So just to have these recognize, the fact that like they see a change, right? They see the transition. It keeps going, like I say, just coming to this version. I think it's different.
No, most definitely. But wait, were you gonna say something?
Now, they like,
Were you gonna say something?
I, yeah, I was just gonna say, I appreciate like that you even reached out to have a conversation. That's what it is. It ain't too much pressure. I get it. You got trust me with everybody.
No.
And, I just want to say, like, I mean, yeah, I get it, but like, we only have like limited time to be able to share a little bit of my story, whatever. But I mean, like, I don't know, man. It's so much to talk. About. I just that's the point. Like, people gotta reach out. And, you know what I'm saying? I'm not just
Yeah.
doing this just because, like, oh yeah, we didn't talk before, so you know like a little bit enough, what I'm saying? It's just to be able to have this conversation because like I say like it motivates you, like yeah.
Yeah, sure. I was gonna cry a little earlier, and I didn't because I don't know. I feel like sometimes even these conversations for me, even when I'm feeling down about stuff, I got my own personal issues or experiences, and I'm like, wow, like y'all inspire me just hearing y'all be strong and hearing things that y'all went through, and how y'all are getting through them because we all got stuff we been
Yeah.
through.
I've been through
Yeah,
it. I've been
yeah,
through
absolutely. But I know we don't have that much time, so I got my final question for you. So you're 25 years old. Your birthday's in October.
yeah,
I know you're a Libra. Okay. So I forgot to mention this earlier, but me and Sherrick know each other through Dorsey High School. We both went to Dorsey. Your class of 2015 too, right?
yeah. I didn't graduate, but
I
you
remember.
know, I had left.
I
She,
remember.
I know, I hate. I was like, but whatever. Dorsey,
It's okay. We got it. We gonna get through it. Yeah,
what about?
yeah, yeah. But okay. So not. I wasn't gonna get into Dorsey yet. Not right now. But I just was at Dorsey today too.
Oh yeah, that's dope.
My last question for you.
That's cool.
Thank you. My last question is um what do you hope to leave on this earth before you transition? What do you hope
Or
to leave
what hope
before you leave this
is
earth?
that's a that's a broad question, That's not like what what hope is. That's
What do you want people to remember about Sherry?
I mean, it's like a million ways to answer that if I'm being honest, right? But like I wanna say. you know, being around and with the people that have like been able to inspire me. Yeah, like the people that inspire me over the years, accept the fact that hey, like it's okay to, you know, go through what you went through, be able to accept the fact that, you can't change, like whatever. I guess like the condition, you know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody perfect. We all got problems. We all got issues. I got some guys that just trying to deal with nobody. I don't know why people do that, but I do. So it's like I can't question that person. But I feel like yeah, all the women and men, focus this and inspire me to change and just for me to, inspire other people. Because I wasn't open to sharing my story, but like, okay, maybe I share, right? Because I can share my story with 1,000 and it might change one person. Like, that's all that matters. It worked. Um, that's what happened with me. Seeing people like me voice their story and stuff and being able to listen, say, you just like what makes it different. That's where it started, being able to recognize that yearning to better myself. Like, I mean, not saying I'm mentally, physically, whatever, but, just, I guess, like, looking back, yeah, I like vision for sure. Um, But as far as, like, I want to say, man, just never vibe people. I don't let some people like you ask them that what they want. It's like, oh, my legacy, I want to pass this on to my kids and this and that. But, I mean, the world is big shit too. You know what I'm saying? Um, like, don't. I'm not the type of person that be like, oh, I'm perfect or whatever. Like, sure, I'm not doing it to this place. I would love for people to remember that. I've been through some deep stuff, you know what I'm saying? But regardless of what, you know, I was able to, turn out to be however it is, whatever it is they want to say. And also, I would like for people to understand that it takes a village to you can't do this by yourself. Pain, who you are, how smart you are, how rich you are, like, it's impossible.